will lift up my hands to you. I will lift up my voice to you and sing a victory song to you. Great and mighty is who you are. Nobody like you. Nobody like you. Alpha. Nobody like you. Omega. Nobody like you. I will lift up my hands to you, Lord.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining this broadcast at this time. And tonight I'm going to be giving the opportunity out to the people to be able to make phone calls in as we deliberate upon the topic, why is my husband acting this way? Why is my husband acting this way? It's a topic that we're going to be looking into today by the grace of God. So as you're coming in, I want you guys to go ahead, share the video on your page so that more people can connect on the show tonight. I know it's a little late in London right now. It's a little late in Nigeria right now. But we people that are here in America, we can enjoy the show tonight by the grace of God. So I want you guys to just go ahead and share the video on your page. Let's be able to get more people to connect by the grace of God. Let's listen to this music. I'll be back with you.
Omega, nobody like you.
It's a beautiful day by the grace of God. The time right now here, it's 7:45 by the grace of God. I want to thank you guys for connecting. I want to thank Fatim Oli. Thank you very much. Buki Olonilu. Sorry, I can't pronounce that name. Fola Shayo, God bless you. Ademi Ke, Fola Shade JP, thank you for connecting. Rosie Babs, thank you very much. Favor Ubebe, God bless you. Thank you very much. Oluwa Fumike, Ali Brown, thank you very much. Christine Deba, God bless you. As you guys are coming in, I want you guys go ahead and share the video on your page. We're going to be talking on why is my husband acting this way. This is going to be more of an open secret. I'm going to allow people to call in to discuss this particular topic by the grace of God. Oluwa Shogo Tosin. So if you're there, you want to make a phone call in during this particular show for us to be able to talk a little bit about this particular topic. Somebody asked me this question: why is my husband acting this way? Why is he acting this way? The lady wants to know. It's more of she doesn't understand why the man is behaving in one way or the other. So she's a little concerned. Why is he behaving like this? Why can't he just behave like every other person and all that? So this particular show tonight is going to be a show whereby we are going to talk about why do men behave the way they do. The men are going to be allowed to talk also. You guys are going to be allowed to speak out. Let's know why you behave the way you behave. Why do you act the way you act? And, we want to look into the life of a man and see why they do what they do. and so that we'll be able to understand well, so we will not just be misjudging them.
But I'm grateful for your mercy, and I'm grateful for your grace.
How you doing, Pastor Adetoji Adewumi? God bless you.
And because of how you poured out yourself,
good evening, Davids. It's okay. Go out to your life. God bless you. Who you doing? Lani, God bless you. Thank you very much. Ladi Olabi. It's so only for women. No, it's not for women alone. It's for everybody. So as you're coming in, I want you guys to go ahead and just share the video on your page. Let's get more people to connect. Tonight, by the grace of God, why do men behave the way they do? Let's check into it. Let's look into it. Let's look into the foundation. Were they created to be mean, or were they trained to be mean? Why do they act the way they do? And I'm going to allow people to call in if you have any experience that you would like to share with us, to be able to give it, a clarification, or probably to be able to open our eyes to see why men behave the way they do. But the first thing we want to quickly just look into is that the behavior of women. You will find out one particular thing that is the reason I could cry today. All right, we are going to look into it and see, when we talk about the behavior of men, you will find out that women will behave the same way. We think alike. Likewise, women too. So, but why do we behave the way we do? We're going to be looking into that just to be able to understand men, or a man, for real. So you'll be able to take care of business when you get home. You'll be able to handle your husband the way you should handle your husband. This is going to actually create a kind of a little understanding for you. It's going to be an open door for you to be able to know why your husband is behaving the way he's behaving at this moment. So the telephone number we're going to use today is +1 405 550 5135. +1 405 550 5135. Let me type it in there so that you guys can see it. All right, I just pinned that number. I just pinned the number there for people who would love to call in. Do you have any understanding why do men behave the way they do? If you want to share something with us on this topic, feel free to call in, as I'm going to be throwing in my own ideas and throwing in my own points along the line by the grace of God. So if you have any idea why do men behave the way they do, you're free to call in right now. The telephone number is 405 550 5135. That's the telephone number we're going to be using for tonight by the grace of God, for people who are interested in calling in on the show today. Why do men behave the way they do? Why is my husband acting like this? Okay, we need to first of all ask the question, how is he acting? How? Some men, they do go out to drink. Some men, they go out to hang out with friends. Some men, they yell, they shout. Some men, they beat their wife up. Some men, they don't stay home. They travel all over the place. Some men are very loyal to their wives. They are very, very romantic. Some men are not romantic. Some men, they love to have sex all the time. Some men, they don't like to have sex. So I want us to just look into it and see, why do men behave the way they do? So the telephone number to reach me in the studio, if you want to contribute on the show, is 405-550-5135. That's the telephone number to reach me. I'm going to be waiting for your phone call if you want to actually try to make a phone call in just to share with us what you think, why men behave the way they do. It's going to be a very wonderful topic to discuss so that you women will be able to understand men. Who is a man? Who created them like that? And why do they do what they do? Why do they, how come they act like this? How come? Okay, so that's what we want to actually deliberate upon today. And then for people who would love to call in, I want people to call in. I want to encourage you to call in to share one thing or the other with us on the line today. Why men behave the way they do. Let's know. Why? Why? So the telephone number is there, 405-550-5135. You can call in just to share with us if you have any idea why women behave the way we do. We're going to be waiting for your phone call at this moment by the grace of God. Feel free to call in to the studio at this moment, 405-550-5135. Diva, good evening. Good evening. God bless you. Thank you very much. I'm still waiting on the show. Come on. I want people to call in. This is not going to be my own show. I want everybody to be able to participate today. Why do men behave the way they do? Why do they act the way they do? I want us to be able to contribute on the show. Come on. If I'm not getting callers here, I'm going to shut it down. I'm a little tired already. I'm just thinking that people would love to contribute on the show to be able to discuss this topic of why men act the way they do. And that's what I'm expecting. I want people that will be able to call in just for us to be able to share ideas, experiences, and all that stuff. What do you think? Why do men behave the way they do? The telephone number is still there, 405-550-5135. I'm going to be expecting your call. And if we're not getting any call, it's better for me to go to sleep. I can see so many people connecting at this point in time. The people that are online, they are very quiet. They don't want to talk. Why do men behave the way they do? So if at the end of the day we're not getting any phone call coming in, maybe we should just shut it down. Okay, we have somebody here. We have somebody calling in. Let's listen to this. Hello? 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 Wow. That person didn't say anything. All right, we're still going to continue to wait for people that would like to contribute on the show. And if we don't get any caller to call in, we'll just shut it down. Why do men behave the way they do? So many women have been asking questions. We don't know why my husband is behaving this way. I don't really know why he's behaving that way. I want to know why he's doing this, why he's doing that. And that's what I think we should discuss tonight. Why do we act the way we act? So that we'll be able to give a little bit of idea and understanding for the women, so that they will know why we do what we do, why we act the way we act. So if you're out there, please make that phone call real quick. The telephone number is 405-550-5135. If we don't get caller to call in, if we don't get people to call in today, we just shut it down and then we go. I want to encourage people to call in. I just don't want people typing in. I want you to speak out. I want somebody to talk. Let's hear your voice on the phone. You be able to talk with us. Why do you think your husband is acting the way he's acting? Why do you think your boyfriend is acting the way he's acting? And for a man that is listening right now, why do you act the way you act? Why do you do what you do? Why do you act like the way you are acting? Let's pick this call. Hello? 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 Oh, we're not hearing you. Hello? 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 Wow. I'm not sure what happened here. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello. We can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, please, can I speak with Pastor Shola?
This is Pastor Shola on the line. You want to contribute on the show?
Okay. I want to contribute on the phone.
Go ahead, go ahead.
What happened is that some men don't just heart how they heart, but they heart on to what their wife is doing.
What the wife is doing, that's why they act the way they act.
Yes. Sometimes what the wife's supposed to do is just to talk to her husband, maybe in the midnight, wake him up, ask him exactly what did you do that you know that he should tell you what is wrong. What did you do that is wrong to him? So I can explain. When you explain, and some women don't even know how to apologize. If they do something wrong, they insist that I do it and I do it. Whatever you like, you should do. They don't care. Instead of them to beg and apologize that, oh, I'm sorry. Even sometimes, men are easy to control. Most especially if the wife is ready to apologize whatever has happened. When you call your husband, oh, for example, like a Yoruba, in Yoruba, you say, oh, daddy, it's me, you tell her, oh, what happened the other time, it's not like that. Even though you're going to lie, you just have to pretend. Let your husband know that you honor him, you respect him. These are things that normally happen in a lot of homes, which woman doesn't care. They don't care. They say, oh, I can't continue. You treat me like a slave. Do you think I'm your slave? Because you expect me to be begging you, you expect me to be doing this.
Can I ask you a question, sir? Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yes,
do you normally do this to your wife too, as in like you wake her up in the middle of the night to tell her, oh, what you did in the afternoon was wrong. I didn't want to yell because I believe I should respect you and I want to wake you up in the middle of the night to explain myself.
I do it several times. I call her.
Okay.
My dear, this is what you're supposed to do.
So you don't react immediately. You don't react immediately when she has done something wrong.
That's one thing about me. I don't react immediately.
Okay, that's good.
I always be patient.
So
always be patient.
So you believe
that I'm calling you, I always follow your program. I'm a Muslim.
Thank you.
I always follow your program.
God bless you, sir.
And one thing about my prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the person that has the most patience, he will inherit. I don't know how to put it because I don't really know how to speak English more, but I try my best. Only and to ban suru in the Quran. Easy biru, waso biru, waro biru, eche suru. Keche suru, ipe suru teri won, and to ni suru, ohun lo daju. Yóò jogun ayé, yóò jogun ọ̀run. Ó ní kò easy o, nínú fún àwọn ní kò easy àti ṣe o. Ní ojú kò ṣe.
It is well. So your own approach is that you believe women should be patient enough to just wait until midnight, wake the husband up, share with the husband what is going on, and the husband will listen.
There, some husbands too.
Yes.
There are someone that they are too emotionally and aggressive. So if anything happens, they don't listen. They treat the wife like a slave.
Okay.
You don't need that.
Okay.
Yoruba said, okay. It's not that very time that something is happening. Someone has to be cold water and another person has to be hot water. If the person is hot water and the other one is hot water too, then it won't be easy.
How about the husband? How about if the husband is always the hot water and the wife is always the cold water?
If the husband is hot water and the wife is always the cold water,
yes,
that one will be very, very terrible.
Okay.
But to me, in this country that we have,
yes,
in America here, supposedly, I believe that.
All right, thank you. Oh my God, we have lost another call here. All right,
Okay.
go ahead and just briefly just explain yourself, sir. So we allow other people to be able to call in.
Okay, all right. Thanks, sir.
All right, thank you very much. God bless you. And that was wonderful. That was wonderful contribution. The telephone number is still there, 405-550-5135. I want to know why men behave the way they do. The brother that just finished calling in said he believed that women should be patient enough. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello. Can you speak up a little bit?
Yes. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I would like to contribute
Go ahead.
to what you're saying.
Go ahead.
From my own experience,
Mm-hmm.
even before I got married,
Yes.
I think some of these men, I think they get bored. I don't know, maybe it has to do with what they're saying.
I want you to repeat that. You said some of these men, they get bored.
They get bored easily. I think
Okay.
after spending, some time, especially the married men, I
Okay.
think they get bored after some time, and that's when they start misbehaving. Because in the beginning, a man and a woman, they see each other, they fall in love with each other,
Yes.
and they want to be with each other for the rest of their lives, right?
Yes.
But after a while, especially the men, they
Yeah.
start misbehaving. So from my own experience as a single girl, when I was a single girl, I met a lot of married men,
Okay.
a lot of them. And some of those men, they sometimes even lie to girls that they are not married. And I've seen married men leaving their wives, leaving their wives at home for months and staying with a single girl who doesn't even really respect them, who doesn't cherish them as much as their wife does.
Okay.
And I begin to ask myself, what is wrong with this man? The woman they have at home, this woman loves them. They cherish them. They do everything they want.
Yeah.
But this man will still leave this good woman and go out there to hang out with women who don't even give, the shit about that.
Mm.
So I think sometimes they just get bored in the marriage, And I think the problem is coming from African women. A lot of African women, after getting married,
Yes.
they completely change something else.
Mm.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because a man that decides that, okay, I love this woman, I'll propose to her, I want her to be with me, I think the man really loves that woman. But at the end of the day, the woman, after, getting married to the man,
Mm-hmm.
they feel that, okay, I'm married now, I don't have to look good, especially when they've given birth to children, they start
Okay.
looking like, twice their age. And nothing irritates a man more than, having a old bride in the house.
Yeah.
And now that, with all the things that even we as, married women, what we see on social media, girls twerking, and, sometimes even like my husband, when he's going through his Facebook, he sees the girl twerking. If I'm coming, I know, maybe it's a video that I've seen before, and I hear the sound of the video. I already know that video that he's watching, and I know it's a girl that is twerking. And when
Yeah.
I'm coming, he just quickly, stop watching it.
Okay.
Firstly, this men are seeing a lot of things. And you as a wife, if you don't, sparking up that marriage, the man will get bored. And, some men, if they don't know Jesus, they get out of control. They meet other girls outside. Before you know it, the girl outside is very taking their attention. And that's when they know, oh, my wife is not fine. She doesn't know how to cook. She's rude. She's bad.
Okay.
So I think we women, men are easy, like what the first caller said.
Yeah.
Men are very easy to deal with. Like, men are not as difficult as women. They're very, very easy to deal with.
Okay.
As long as you know what this man wants, it's easy to deal with any man. I see men as babies. Honestly, women are very hard to deal with. But with men, if you know what your man wants, and if you are able to maintain, what you look like, what your behavior was when he met you in that marriage, I I mean, nothing changed. I mean, physical appearance will change as time goes.
Yeah.
But, we have to work on ourselves. But if you can keep up with, something that you guys saw in you before getting married to you, it will help, the marriage, and it will make a difference to start misbehaving. So that's what I think anyway.
Okay. Well, you believe you made 2 points tonight. The very first point is that men get bored in the relationship. Secondly, you believe that women sometimes they actually let go themselves when they are in a relationship. The moment they get married, that's the end of taking care of the business. And men may actually lose interest based on that. That's true. That's true. Thank you very much for calling, my sister. God bless you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye. This well. All right, we're still on the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are dealing with the topic why men behave the way they do. So if you're out there, you have something to share with us on this particular topic, feel free to give us a call in the studio. Some people just called, 2 people just called just now, just to give us a little bit of a foundation as per why men behave the way they do. And I think we need to ask men, why do you guys behave this way? We want the men to be able to tell us why they behave the way they do. Number one, I'm talking about the way they treat their wives. The way they treat their wives. Some of them are very mean. Some of them are actually like a boss in the house. They don't want to listen. The woman can't give them any advice. The woman can't contribute to anything. They want to be the all in all in the relationship and be able to control the whole stuff. So men, they will lavish their money on drinking and women outside. Why do they do that? Why do men behave the way they do? They always want to take care of their own family. They want to give all the money to their own brothers and sisters to go to school. They want to sponsor the little brother's education, whereas the wife is languishing here in America in pain, or probably in Nigeria, she can't even eat 3 square meals a day, but the men are sending money home to their own family, to their own parents, buying cars for their mother, and the wife is being left here to suffer. Why do men do that? Why do men go out to hang out with their friends? And they don't want to take their wives along. They go out, hang out with their friends. They don't want to take their wife along with them. And, so many of them will have side chicks and, having girlfriends on the side. Why do they do all this? We need to understand the reason why they do all this. So for people who love to call in, I want you guys to be able to touch this aspect of men's behavior or character so that we will know exactly why they do what they do. Let's pick up this call. Hello?
Hello, Pastor Shola.
Hello, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what I think about the topic is some men, it's all about their upbringing. Like, some men are from polygamous family.
Okay.
They think their wife should do. They don't really have that connection with their wife, and the way they are brought up. Some of them, their mother can't talk to their father. And then if their wife is like, they just come home like one King Kong. They don't have that connection with the wife.
Yeah.
Even their wife, and some of them, their wife are even scared of talking to them. They don't do things together in the house.
Yes.
I think it has to do with their upbringing. That's how some men behave the way they do.
Okay. So if you are being brought up in a way, and the way you are being brought up is not the right way, where do you think the correct way can be actually taught to them? Who can actually teach them the correct things?
Like me, I have a kind of friend, like, the wife is trying to help to make the family united and all that. What if the man does not want to be helped, You keep talking to him, but he's not listening. They are just like glued to that kind of way, Some of them is their own bringing. That's what I think.
Okay.
And there's the culture too. Like
the culture.
Some Ondo people, they are so hard-headed.
I'm not the one saying this, you are the one you better tell them your phone number, let them call you after the show. Don't let them call me that I'm the one that said Ondo people are hard-headed. So what you're telling us right now is for people not to marry Ondo people.
I don't say that though. So that's what I think. I think it has to do with upbringing.
Okay.
Most men,
Upbringing. Okay.
upbringing,
And
yes.
who are we supposed to blame? The mother or the father?
If we are going to blame the man because your parent has given back to you, and you is left for you to think to like emulate good behavior and all and good things, you know. But
Okay.
if you there's some people still wants to be stuck with
So
that.
so they saw their father in the
Yes.
house was a bully. So they believe
Yeah.
every man
Every
supposed to
woman
be a
should treat
bully.
their wife like that too.
All right,
Yes.
they saw their father. Their father is got 2-3 other girlfriend on the side, so they believe every man
Exactly.
supposed to have side chicks, right?
Yes, and then some of them, their mother have to go and talk to. They have to talk to their mother before their mother can go and talk to their father. You know,
Okay.
and then when they eventually get married, they don't have that love, togetherness, like family oriented. So
Okay.
that's the way they get to treat their wife too. So
So
there's no unity in the house, and they behave weird, and you're like, why is this man like this?
okay.
Sometimes that to do with their upbringing.
Upbringing.
Yes.
So what can we do to control that? What can we do to correct that? Is there any
Right.
way to correct it?
Me, I would think if there are some women that they don't see anything wrong in that, you know. So me, I would advise if you are the kind of person that wants things done together,
Yes.
just look for a man that is brought up in like a single family, you know, like mother, father, and kids.
Okay.
If you are brought up in a polygamous home, like a woman is brought up in a polygamous home, and
Yeah.
you get to meet a man that is brought up in a polygamous home,
Yeah.
they know how it goes. It doesn't really bother them. But once a woman comes from a family that is united, they love each other and everything, and
Yes.
you get to marry a man that is really weird. So everything is like, how is this man like this? So
Okay.
I think that's where all those kind of questions falls.
That's where it comes from. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for calling on the show. God bless you, ma. Thank you. Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye. So we're still on the show, ladies and gentlemen. On the show, we're actually discussing why is my husband acting the way he is acting. That's the question that we still have here on the show by the grace of God. And for people who would love to call in, the telephone number is still open +1 405 550 5135. We want the men to call in. I want the men to call in. I want you guys to defend yourself. Why do you act the way you act? Why do you act the way you do? So many of the men don't even respect their wives. A woman is not allowed to talk when men are talking. Somebody just said it now and said it's upbringing. Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. We can hear you.
Oh, yes, sir. I really like what the last caller said, the woman said.
Okay.
She made a very good point about upbringing.
Yeah.
So, as she said, some dad, you can't even, if you even hear the unk of the car of your dad, you can't even be in the living room for your dad can never met you in the living room.
Yeah.
You have to be in the room or to hide yourself. Oh, that is coming, that is coming, that is coming. That type of stuff. Talk to the guys. Sometimes you see some guys who say, "Oh, I want to be a father very soon," because they like the control. They like the way their dad is always, "Oh, I'm the one in the house. I'm the one doing this. You have to do this. You have to do that." They really, really want to be like that. They thought the right thing. Acting like a king, acting like the man of the house. And then sometimes I have to blame the woman too, because before they became husband, they have been going through this when they are still cutting with themselves. But they still believe, oh, everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be all right along the line. But along the line, anything is not changing. It's still the same person. I'm talking because I have some experience, some courtship going on right now, like more than 2. They are not even comfortable with themselves, but they keep trying to work it out. Forcing everything because of what will people say. I've been long for forever. I've been like 5 years together, 6 years together. What will people say? But
Yeah.
the girl doesn't like the way the guy is talking to her most times. But finally, if maybe they get married together, we'll be like, oh, I can't do with this no more. I want to divorce. I don't want this no more because he's trying to say what will people say. I can't leave him again, or people will laugh at me. People will do this to me, and you don't like almost 70% of his attitude. But you want to make, force it to work, force it to make everything be possible. I can do this when we get married. I can work it out. and everything's gonna be messed up.
Mm.
So, my little advice is like for people is if you know stuff is not working or you don't like how you, maybe, I mean, everybody has their own fault, but if you can still deal with someone worse attitude, worse behavior, and you can still deal with it, you can still go ahead. But if you think, man, this is too much for me, I can't do it. You shouldn't force it. You shouldn't force stuff like that. You just let it go. You will find someone that will make you happy. I mean, that's because sometimes
Are you from Ondo State?
No, I'm not from Ondo State.
All right.
I'm really Jebu.
It is well. Thank you very much for calling on the show. You made your point already. Thank you. God bless you. All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're still on the show. All right, let's pick this call. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Pastor Shola. God bless you.
God bless you too.
My contribution towards this is some men generally,
Yes.
their background, and unfortunately, some of them never knew what marriage was all about. They just believe that it's just a relationship that whatever comes out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they do believe that they raise a family by just working hard, even though they have the fear of God, but they don't know what it's all about. And by the time they get into it, they get kind of stuck and they don't know what to do.
Yes.
And they just keep playing along. And unfortunately, it brings out more trouble to the marriage. And when that happens, both parties get frustrated, and then that's the problem. And unfortunately, the African background contributes to that as well.
Okay.
And more so, families, they also contribute towards that as well. Some of them don't help the situation, rather they expand it. And those are one of the things that, especially for people living abroad, that it's difficult to handle.
So, do you have any suggestion? How can we kind of like turn the whole stuff upside down for men to start behaving correctly, instead of actually being influenced by their background, their culture, tradition, or wherever they come from?
My advice generally is before any relationship, it's always good to be friends for a very long time to study each other.
Yeah.
And definitely a lot of prayer and knowing what the will of God is.
Yes.
I know that some people do believe that, well, why would I put so much into it and then, get out of it? That there's no point. What is the chances of if I go into another one, it won't be like that? But wouldn't it be better to go that route than failing? So my suggestion is always to be friends and know what
that means what you're saying is that for people to take their time to get to know people before they jump into a relationship.
Correct.
That's right. That's correct. If you study a man very well, you'll be able to know if this is the kind of person I want to be with or not. And it's always the time of friendship that you can actually get to find out that. People don't spend time in the time of friendship anymore. They just enter into a relationship 1 month, 2 months into a relationship, they're married already, and they enter into a relationship to find out the man is not the kind of person they can actually live with. Well, thank you very much for calling. God bless you. Where are you calling from?
Also, sometimes, unfortunately, because of when I was brought up, you hardly have intercourse before you get into the marriage and all that. But nowadays, because it's open, that they can always have intercourse and things like that, and then they get pregnant, and that forces them to get married.
Yes.
But it shouldn't be like that. And I have realized that that's one of the things that causes most of the problems in some marriages. Once they get pregnant, they believe that they just have to go ahead and get married.
Let me ask you a question. Very funny. This is a very funny question. So you waited until wedding day before you had sex, right?
I did not.
Okay. So you
No, I did not.
you
I
did it
can't
you did
deny
the
that.
you did the test drive before wedding.
Excuse me?
I said you did the test driving before wedding.
Definitely.
That's good. All right. Thank you very much for calling. God bless you, man.
You too.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we still have the telephone number is still open. 405-550-5135 for people who would love to call in. You have one thing or the other to share with us on the show today before we shut it down in a few minutes' time. Why do men behave the way they do? Why is my husband acting this way? Is it the fault of the women? Is it the fault of the men? Is it the tradition? Is it the culture? Is it the society? Or what exactly is the problem? Why are men behaving the way they are right now? All right, let's pick up this call. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello, ma'am.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm calling to kind of put a word in about what you're talking about.
Yes, go ahead.
And like a few people have said, most of it is that upbringing thing.
Upbringing.
If you were brought up in a home where the father showed love, talked to the mother respectfully, talked to everybody respectfully, you would definitely take it to your own home. So unfortunately, it goes both ways.
Okay.
It could be the same for the woman. The woman could have come from a polygamous home and has never had love shown to her or her mother.
Yeah.
And so she finds it difficult to adapt in a home with her own husband.
Yes.
And the most important thing is a thing of fear of God.
Yeah.
If you have the fear of God in you as a man,
yes,
you will treat your wife the right way.
Thank you for
and
that.
And if you have the fear of God in you as a woman,
of course,
you will also treat your husband the right way.
Yes.
That's my contribution.
You're awesome. I just love you, man. Thank you very much for bringing God into the system. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Amen.
All right. Yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the telephone number is still open, and that was, she just hit the nail on the head. I'm actually about to talk about it. That it doesn't matter when you talk about tradition, talk about culture, talk about upbringing or whatsoever. The problem is that people are no longer part of a church. They only go to church just to do whatever they like. They're not allowing the word to pass through them. When you're young, or probably when you're younger, like myself, when I was very, very young, my mom would take us to church, in Baptist church. We went to the Sunbeam. We went from there to Royals Ambassadors in Baptist church. They taught us a lot of stuff. Me becoming who I am today is not just because of my parents. It's because of what I was taught in church. They took us through the whole whatever. I'm telling you, we have to go to church every Saturday. We have to go to church every Friday. We go to church on Thursdays. I go to choir practice. We pray. They share all manners of things with us. We have to cram the scriptures in our head. Okay, so as I was growing up, everything that has been taught to me started making sense to me gradually. All right, so we have to sow seeds into our children. Our children don't know God. It doesn't matter where you give back to them. If you can give back to them in Nigeria, they will behave the same way. Give back to them in America, they behave the same way. If you take God away from a person, they will behave the same way. But when you put God into their life, they will behave the same way. So you have to introduce God into their lives. That's what's going to break them. That is going to make them to see clearly, for them to love other people like Christ loved the church. I always want to let us understand this. Growing up in Nigeria, so many people don't go to church. Many people go to church to just do whatever it is that they like. The word of God is not dwelling in the men. It's not dwelling in them. How many men do you see in church today? Go to all the churches you can see all over. Let's pick this call. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Can you speak up, please? Good morning.
Okay, hello, good morning. Can you
Yes,
hear me clearly now?
we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. On this factor, on this something we're talking about now,
Yes, sir.
most times I see it. That's why most times I talk about is we need to go back to our family values.
Okay.
A lot of these people, the men and the women,
Yeah.
they don't really know what they call value. Just like what we are seeing today in our generation, where people know the cost of everything,
Yeah.
but they know value for nothing. And this thing has really affected too many things. And these things was also caused years before now. Our parents were teaching ladies to be better wife, teaching them to be everything a woman needs to be a wife.
Yes.
But we're neglecting the part of raising men who is supposed to be the head of the home.
Yes.
That's why if you see today in our society, we see lesser men who are responsible.
Of course.
We see more men who just only carry their manhood around, who claim to be men, but they know nothing about being a father or being a husband.
Thank you.
That is where the challenge is. And most ladies these days are finding it difficult to really know who this man is, who to really discover some of these. Most times when they come, I see them and I talk to them, see, it is very easy to know a man, but it's just that most of these women, they tend to fully fall in love easily and want to give in their body easily. So even when they start seeing some of these signs that is totally wrong, the red flag, they don't really notice it again because their heart is already involved.
Of course. It's not really their heart, it's their head.
Because you know why, sir? So sometimes they tell you the heart because most times I ask them, I didn't know where God told the woman to love. Love is not a woman business. Your only business as a woman is to submit to a man who loves you, who is doing now your husband. It is the duty of the man to love, to lead, to guide, and do the necessary things. Your own is to just only submit. But these days, women don't want to play the role of loving when looking for a man who will be submit and be loyal to them. You understand? And it's very easy to know people, whether a man or a woman. If you're in a relationship with them, do not act on how they treat you. Look at how they treat the people around them. How do these people relate with other people? Because when it's with you, because they're already looking for something from you, they want to make you their own. They intend to treat you right during the relationship. But they are not in relationship with those other people around. So they treat those people. It is how they treat those people that's their true person. You understand? That's why if you look around you see some people sometimes they say that because I know I'm gonna make me just greater more. When you see people saying small those how do these people respect people because you know them or if you respect them because of it's just kind to people? That's how you know people. And sometimes when people say I don't know who it was, that's a lie. Just that you didn't take time to know who this person really is. You know there are some people, in terms of some big ladies, they only greeted at their parents or their families or the people they know. If they don't know other people, even if you talk to them, they just ease on the person and walk past the person. You already know that this is who the person is. There are some men, they don't treat any woman well, except the person said that they are sister or they are in a relationship with the person. Every other person to them is useless. So this man is equally showing to you that this is true color. That when he make you his own tomorrow, it is going to also turn you to other people. So it is very easy to know people. So when people tell you, I love you, I love you, I love you, look at him. First of all, sometimes I don't know what is really wrong with our ladies. Is the way they go to commit themselves into a man.
It's lack of training, lack of understanding, and that will make them to fall. Majority of the women and even the men that we have today, they are not connected to God. And that's what I've been talking about for a long time. People go to church and to shout, die, 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 without having understanding of the God that they are even crying to, without understanding the scripture that people are using to pray. They say they are praying the scripture, but they don't even know the scripture they are praying. So the world has turned upside down. What we're trying to do right now is to get people to come back to the right track, especially the young ones that are coming, so that they can understand that choosing the right person for a wife or a husband is actually the ultimate. Your life can never have meaning if your marriage is messed up. Okay? Church will not have any meaning to you. God will not even make sense if your marriage is actually messed up. So that's why we want to actually use this opportunity to actually redirect our young people so that they can actually pick the right person and do the right thing.
And one of the biggest challenge we're having in these days, I don't know, maybe it's because of where I live, because I'm in Italy. One of the things I've seen, we have over about the 100% of men we have today.
Yes.
If we are talking of people who are really standing as men, they are not even up to 10%. And this is what I'm the man. I'm saying this because I see them almost every day. When you talk to them, sir, you hear the kind of thing that, how can you tell me, if you look today, especially we like Nigerians, where a lot of our youth have sold themselves into courtesy,
of course,
a lot of them don't even have a headway.
Do you know how many of our men are actually into homosexuality right now? That they don't even want to get married to women anymore. Any wife they get married to is just a decoration, just to be able to block all those atrocities that they're committing on the ground.
But God places women under us to love, to teach them, to guide them. That's why sometimes when I see, sometimes I don't know, I'm one of those people who don't really complain too much about women. Because long ago when I was talking about something last year, I was really asking God, why are some of these questions? What was revealed to me? Every of these things we see today on both these women was caused by the men. It is the age-long neglect where we did not really teach our women, we didn't love them very well, we didn't really guide them in the proper way. This is what we are seeing today in our society. And for every woman is a true reflection of our man. So whenever you see your woman misbehaving, do not complain. Check yourself.
Of course.
You don't complain about your wife misbehaving. Check yourself very well properly.
Of course.
What have you been feeding her with? Because it's what you give to a woman, she receives, process it in a millionfold, and throw it back at you.
That's it.
So if we not get it right again, we need to go to the roots, go to the families, where we need to start raising our men the proper way.
Yes.
Teaching them to love, teaching them how to respect women, teaching them to
where is the time? Where is the time? Women don't have time, men don't have time these days. All of our women are men today, they run after money. They have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. They leave the kids at home to do whatever it is that they like. The kids are actually learning from TV. They're learning in school, and then they cannot learn anything good on TV, because on TV it's all about there is no God. When they go to school, it's about there is no God. It's about homosexuality, smoking in their arms, smoking this, smoking that, getting drunk, and doing all manners of things. And then even the parents don't even have time for God. How many parents do pray in the morning these days, sir? Have you seen parents? They don't pray anymore. They don't even share the word of God in their homes at all. Okay, so we are creating monsters. We are building monsters in our children. So as they grow up, the only thing they know is just to be a bully. So they want to act in a way that will just intimidate other people. So when you go to different schools, in colleges, or probably not in colleges, in high schools, you see all these young boys, they are bullies. They want to intimidate other people. So when they go into marriage, that's the same thing they're going to do in relationship. So I think we have a lot of work to do, sir.
And one thing I don't know, whether it's an African thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is difficult to see we African people that really have a long time plan. Because I keep asking myself every day, why will a man and a woman come together?
Yes.
They say they are Christians. You start giving birth without having a plan. For even the children, you are living in a white man's land. The white man does not have more than 1 or 2, 3 children. You will have 4, you will have 5, because you are getting some help from the government, and you don't have time to take care of these children, because you are not having time to take care of these children.
No, they just need the money. It's just the money they're after.
One thing they don't know, at the end, on that day, God is not just going to hold those children accountable when they come of age. Every parent is going to be held accountable for not training their children properly.
Of course, because they are supposed to be the caretaker. Yeah.
See, some people are going to hell on that day, not because of the sins they commit, because of the children they ask God gave unto them that they did not trained well.
Because of our time, man of God, because of our time, what kind of suggestions do you have for parents today? What kind of suggestions do we have for even our men that are listening to you right now on the show at this moment, for them to be able to understand how to act, how to behave God's way?
For the men, it's just one simple thing. Treat every woman the way you want somebody to treat your own daughter. Because, and they should also know one thing: whatever seed you sow to any woman and you turn her into a beast for another man, that equally the same woman that will also come into your life and turn you into another different entirely. Because God has already said it. He said you can never be mocked. Whatsoever a man sow, that same man will also reap.
That's right.
That's one thing we should know. Then for the parents should know, for everything they are doing today, that they are not training the children very well.
Yeah.
God is going to hold everybody accountable for their parents, for the children.
Yeah.
He gave you the children for you to train. He said, train up a child in the way he should go, so that when he's old, he will not depart from it.
Yes.
For every child you did not train well in the way of God, and that child become another different thing.
Yes.
These days, you see in our society when some children are even killing their parents. Last year, where I am here, the child killed the mother and the sister because the parents did not train them well.
Of course.
Who gets the headache? Who gets hypertension at the end of the day? The parents.
Of course.
So the evil man does no longer live after them. He lives with them.
Of course.
So if you don't train your children very well, the children will also first of all cause problem with you. Why give birth to a child that will become your headache or become a problem to you tomorrow? Why not just give birth to one or two? You know, you can take care of.
You can take care of,
Be comfortable and live like friends.
Yes.
You take care of them very well when you teach them the way. And one thing they should also know, whatever thing you are seeing your children do today, don't blame that child. The child got it from you, because the spirit of the father, children learn with your conduct. It is your conduct that teaches them, not the word you tell them.
Not the word.
So if you don't have good conduct, you don't do things at home very well, you are not telling them to do things. They will not do the things you tell them.
Do as I say, don't do as I do. Yeah.
Every child acts the way you see them act.
Of course.
If you see them they act that way. I'm a very one of testimony of that. My father, I know how my father lives in life, how he stands with the way of truth. I see myself growing up to live that same way. That even if you want to keep me for any stuff, I will stand by that part. I got that from my father. And this man is not even a believer to say, but he's just somebody that was trained with that something about integrity. So when you say you want to do it and compromise in any way, don't worry. It will get to a time where your children will also become worse. For everything you are, your children will always be times 2 of that thing. So be careful of the kind of life you live. Even if you don't love yourself as parents, do it because of the children.
Because of the children.
If you say you really love the children,
thank you
very well.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you very much for shedding light on this topic for us today. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the show. By the grace of God, we are still talking about why men behave the way they do. We have received a lot of calls tonight, by the grace of God. And I want to just say thank you to all the callers of today. It has been a wonderful moment by the grace of the Lord God Almighty. For men out there that are listening, I'm telling you, see, this has got nothing to do with culture or whatsoever, or bringing or whatsoever. You need to go and good afternoon. All right, let's pick up this call. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to contribute to
go ahead.
the discussion.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and contribute, sir.
Oh, all right. I think the reason what men really want in a relationship,
yes,
is respect. Love is number one, followed by respect.
Okay.
You can, when you respect a man,
yeah,
except that man is a god, he will respect you back.
Okay.
And then the respect can build that relationship. Can solidify that relationship.
Okay.
And another thing is, men does not want boring marriages. You need to, every marriage that is not spiced up once in a while is likely to get boring. And
what do you mean? What do you mean boring relationship? How do you spice it?
All right. You for example, you have an husband, you all don't do things together, you don't go out.
Okay.
All you just do is he comes home, he's all welcome, and that is it. That's what I mean. You all need to go out, share, you have to have a shared memory. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
For example, if you and your husband go on a vacation, go on a date, repeat. You can go on a date as many times as you can in the marriage.
Yes.
These are things that will spice up that marriage. But if you are not giving a man these things, it becomes so boring. And every
So
woman
you think it's the responsibility of a woman to actually plan vacation for a man?
Where the woman can take an initiative.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's solely the responsibility of the woman.
Okay.
It could be the man. It could, because remember that when you get married, you become one. So whoever takes the decision becomes irrelevant.
Okay.
That's my thought.
The topic for today, I want us to actually stay on the topic. That's what I'm trying to ask you. We want to know why men act the way they act. Some men, if the woman should go and plan vacation, a man will tell you, who told you I want to go on vacation? Why are you wasting my money? I'm supposed to go and build a house in Nigeria. You are telling me to go vacation. We want to know, why do men behave that way? You are speaking the correct way right now, telling us the ideal things that are supposed to be done, that by the time a woman is respectful and the man's supposed to be respectful also. If a woman is in love with the husband, the man's supposed to love the woman also. But in this case, we see a whole lot of men, instead of going on vacation, they would rather take the money to Nigeria to go and build a mansion there. Instead of they going on vacation, they would rather send the money to their brother or to their mother in Nigeria to do something or whatsoever. Why do men act like that? Why do men come into a relationship, become a bully? Why do they want to suppress their wives? They don't want the wife to go to school and become anything. They always want the woman to be under, not on top. Why do they act like that?
But I want us to have an understanding. It's not a bad thing to want to build a house anywhere you want to. I don't care.
But nobody is saying that. But it's not going to be like you guys are living in inside basement in New York and you're building a mansion in Nigeria where you're going to go one time in 4 years.
But see, what I'm saying again, there are different type of men out there.
Okay.
That is number one. If you marry the wrong man,
okay,
and that is based on the initial set. If you marry the wrong man, then you are likely to run into all those issues.
Okay.
But if you marry the right man, and when I say the right man, the man who understands you, the man who cares for you, the chances of that man misbehaving and not being able to resolve that. But I want you to understand, there are many women that drive their men away. It is not just the man's fault alone. I've been married for 28 years.
Okay.
That does not mean that I have not had issue.
Yeah.
But I will be thrown off the day I lose respect from my wife.
Okay.
If my wife does not respect me anymore, that is a sign for me to leave. If we can resolve that.
But can you look into the system like this? We are talking about, you just made mention, if my wife refused to respect me. How about if you do something that made you to lose the respect? Do you want to commit a crime and still want the woman to continue to respect you?
No.
Okay, that's what you see. We have to clarify this. You see, we don't want to empower the men and keep on saying women must respect them. If you do something to lose respect, they will disrespect you. So we men also, we must be very careful the way we relate with the women. We must not do anything that will make us to lose our respect.
I understand. Yes.
Yes, sir.
That is. I would never.
Yes, sir.
Maybe because of my own background. You know. What I want us to understand one thing. Men also. There are different men out there. If you don't believe in marriage and you go into marriage, I can tell you as a man, that marriage will fail because you will disrespect your wife. Okay. You will maltreat that wife because you don't value marriage. The moment you value, men marry. Some people will marry because I need a woman. Yeah. That to me, that's not a genuine reason for a man to say I want to marry.
No, sir.
You should marry because you think you love a woman.
Yes.
So the moment you do that, you should respect that woman.
Respect the woman.
Because we can know that comes from your heart. But the moment you disrespect that woman, you are not qualified to be an husband. I can tell you that. The moment you disrespect that woman, you are not qualified. But I'm not trying to blame men 90%, 100% and say the fault is all men. But there are men out there.
Yeah.
I can tell you, no matter what you do, even if women give all their body to them, they will still misbehave.
No.
And that
and you know the cause of that?
Maybe from their parental upbringing.
It is lack of God. The lack of God, the lack of faith in God, lack of trust in God, lack of understanding about God. They don't have God on the inside of them, so they cannot fear anything. They don't have. You see, there are some people they live in this world because of lack of conscience.
Yeah.
They will misbehave. They will believe that what they've done is correct and is right.
Yes.
You see, the moment you have God on the inside of you, you will have a boundary. There will be a line that you tell yourself, I can't cross this line. This is not something a good person should do. So you will be controlled by God. So you won't be the same as a person that is actually in the world. I know a lot of people that I actually mingle with in the past. They are unbelievers. The way they treat their wife is not correct. And they tell me, Pastor Shola, you can't give a woman all of this stuff. They're going to misbehave. So you have to take a lot of things away from women. I said, but you can't treat them like a slave.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You cannot. So, see, I'm happy you bring this up because I was trying to. I didn't want to bring my faith that much into the discussion.
Yes, sir.
But now that you said that, one thing I want us to realize: the Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Of all wisdom, yes.
And fearing God, God is not. God is not man. It's not somebody we see face to face.
The spirit.
But the fear of the Lord is, when the Bible says the fear of the Lord, the beginning of wisdom is the fear that if I'm going to do something wrong, I'm going to do something bad to my wife, to my friend, then that is not the fear. That is not human. So that is why the Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning. Because if you fear the Lord, you will not beat your wife.
Of course.
If you fear the Lord, you will find a way to resolve the issue amicably to get an understanding.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. But at the extreme of this discussion, no matter what you do for a man, there are some men out there
that will still misbehave.
My pastor always call goat.
They will still misbehave.
No matter what you do for them, they are not sheep. A sheep will follow, but a goat will be rebellious.
That's it. Thank you very much, sir.
There are men out there that are goat.
Of course.
And they will act like goat, no matter what you do for them.
They're correct.
Even if you give them your head. Now that is number one. But I'm talking of real men. There are real men out there that the first thing they want from their wife is respect and love.
Women will always give respect if at the end of the day a man is who he promises is going to be. I always want to let people understand this, that we men, we are actually the ones that set the pace. A woman don't have the right to choose a husband. It's only a man that has the right to choose a wife. You're the one that found them. You are the one that did your investigation. You are the one that said, yes, I agree with the lifestyle. I love her. I want to marry her. So you can't turn around later in the relationship and say, oh, she's a witch. I don't like her again.
No.
That means you are stupid. That means it's your fault. You are a crazy person. You didn't investigate the whole stuff very well before you jump into a relationship.
Yes.
Okay? So I always want men to understand that you need to take responsibility and take your fault that you're the one that didn't critically look into the life of the woman before you jump into marriage with her.
Yes.
Another thing, the second thing I always let people see is that when you behave wrongly, you don't expect a woman to become correct.
Yes.
Okay, you are the one now going all around and having other girlfriend all around the place, but you want the woman to continue to respect you even though you are doing that. Will you still respect the woman if the woman should go outside and still having sex and have sex with other people?
No.
So people don't know.
I honestly agree with you. You remember what the Bible says?
Yes.
It says we deal with women with wisdom and understanding.
Of course.
And now it went further to say they are weaker vessel.
The weaker vessel, not as in like they are weak, as in like that, though, my pastor. It's not like they are weak like that, though.
What I'm trying to get to is,
yes, sir.
if I am wrong,
Yeah.
If I am wrong to my wife, what does it cost me to say I'm sorry?
Nothing.
There are many men out there who find it so difficult
to say I'm sorry.
Consider to say they are sorry.
I know.
To their
Is there anything wrong in husband prostrating to the wife?
I don't see anything wrong in that.
You prostrate in the room and she will kneel down to you in the open.
Oh yes. Yeah, that is respect. That boils down to respecting your woman.
Yes, sir.
If you respect your woman, you won't look outside.
No.
No, you won't look outside. If you love your woman, you respect your woman, you will not no amount of temptation out there. We push you out. I'm telling you, but there are men who have not really understood the essence of marriage.
Yes.
Though they are married.
Yeah.
But they have not understood the principles.
You know why, sir? You know why they don't understand? Because there is nothing like relationship school. And people should go attend relationship school. Let them teach them the A to Z of relationship. Let them have that understanding. Let them be prepared for relationship. So when they get into it, they will find out that relationship is not for boys. It's for men. And they will be ready for it. It's not that you just get married today and you want to continue to be like a bachelor. You can't live a life of a bachelor as a married man.
I want to add one thing, and I'm happy you brought that up.
Yeah.
Do you know the only school you go to that you get your certificate, even before you start?
Yeah, it's a relationship school, it's a marriage school, yeah.
Oh, it's marriage.
You don't have any reason to fail.
Exactly. And marriage is a more or less like a kind of on-the-job training. The longer you stay together, the more you begin to understand each other.
And even marriage is not marriage yet until 15 years.
Oh, well, yes, I agree.
You're still from 0 to 15 years. You're still trying to know who is she, who is he. Yeah, that's you. That's what you're doing.
If you can endure a marriage for 15 years, do you know the chances of you abandoning that marriage become less?
Of course, because you've already passed through all of the difficult part of relationship. You passed through already. Of course. Yeah.
But there are still men out there who does not respect women. Not only do they not respect women, they don't even respect the institution of marriage.
Of course.
And until you can get that right, when you get that right, your marriage will fall in pleasant places.
Of course.
But like a woman.
Man of God, let's pick up this other call. There are so many people calling. Let's give them a chance to call in. Thank you very much for your contribution, sir. God bless you.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Hello? 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 Oh, that person is gone. All right, people are calling in and they don't want to talk. There's this question here. I said, what about a woman who does not respect you? What do you do then? It's because you lack respect. Let's pick up this call. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Can you hear us, please? Can you speak up a little bit, sir?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Francis Oyedeji speaking from Canada, sir.
God bless you, sir.
God bless you, sir. I just want to make a contribution.
Go ahead.
Tell me what is the topic again, sir?
The topic is why is my husband acting like this? Why do men behave the way they do?
Okay, I would say why the men behave. Most people before they get married,
yes,
they don't really know what it takes to be a married man or what it takes to be a married woman.
Okay.
So there are steps they need to take. To me, I believe marriage is a covenant.
Okay.
It's not. It's a marriage. To me, marriage is a covenant.
Yes.
Like you are saying, okay, you are making a covenant with your partner that I am marrying you for better, for worse.
Yes.
So that covenant has to be there from the day you get married to that person.
Okay.
Until the day you are going to be no more. So why men misbehave? Some of them, let's say before they get married,
yes,
they don't have money, or maybe they don't have it could be true friends. friends can influence them. When they have friends, or maybe friends invite them to party, when somebody is doing this, say, why are you not doing that? Since you are not doing what we are doing, it shows that you are not part of us. So sometimes friends can influence them. Sometimes environment can make men to misbehave in a marriage.
Okay.
Friends, environment, and also material accumulations. Like I have a friend. He bought a car for his father. His father has never driven a car before. He bought him a car.
Okay.
And the father went to marry another lady. And he has married his mother for 30 years of marriage. This man is over 70-something years old. He said, wow, I have a car now, so I have to go and look for another wife. So to me, you can see, to me, I don't see that as an excuse. Because you have a car or because you have material possessions, you go and marry another person. No, that shows that you don't love the woman. Or yes, because marry somebody because we think because you don't have $2,000, now you have money, so you should go and be running after woman. And also to me, when anyone that is married, when they are married, when they have sexual intercourse after marriage, sex is spiritual. Sex is not something that, I've seen somebody that went to go and is married and he committed adultery. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, the man died because of, he died. So that could happen. So to me, I believe marriage is a covenant.
Thank you. Well, to me, I believe.
Association is the word.
You see, to me, I believe a man that is not a man will be a man that is influenced by friends. If you are fully developed as a man, and you have what it takes. What it takes to be called a man. They are always a man by themselves. They don't get influenced by people. Only babies get influenced by friends. So many of our men today, they are not men. They are not, they are not in the position of being referred to as a real man. That's why they're being influenced by their friends. If your friend is telling you to be beating your wife, if your friend is telling you to have side chick, if your friend is telling you to be having sexual intercourse with other women outside, and you are doing the same thing, it means that you are a dummy. That kind of a man is a dummy. He's not a real man. A real man will tell the friend, I have a covenant with my wife, like you said. I have a covenant with my wife. I can't break that covenant. That's not what I'm actually called out to do. Okay, a real man would understand the consequence of everything that he wants to do. Every step of the way, a real man will understand what kind of benefit is in this one for me. What is the disaster that will come my way if I engage this. So it's because they are not real men, sir. They are not real men. They are dummies. That's why they are actually acting the way they act. And they don't know. They think they are actually having fun. They think they are chopping life. They are enjoying life. They don't understand that they have only salt and water in their brain. They are not men. Those kind of people supposed to go for deliverance in mountain of fire. I'm really sorry to say. Yeah, because they are not men enough. They're not men enough. They're dummies. A real man is supposed to be able to stand and understand. This is what is going to happen to me if I commit adultery. If I do this is exactly what's going to happen to me. And they are supposed to run away from all of this stuff. And secondly, if they have God on the inside of them, they connect to Jesus and they submit and surrender to Him, they will not be living their own life. They will be living the life of Christ. That's the kind of life they're going to be living. And at the end of the day, they will be able to stand firm. And women will follow their instructions. They always think that women don't want to follow. Women will follow. The moment a man is in place where he's supposed to be, a woman will have no option but to line up behind him. But a confused man will always be in a place where women will rebel against them. because they're confused. They don't even know how to take care of their business. They don't know what to do. They don't know what step to take. They don't know what to say. They just come home and say jargons, and then they become a bully in the house. And that's because they're confused people. So they're dummies. That's why I want you, sir, give us an advice. What do you think we can do into society so that men will become men and stop being dummies?
So, okay, I would suggest that they need a proper counseling.
Counseling, teaching.
A proper counseling before marriage.
Yeah.
A proper one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to counsel them because some people, they think they just want to get married.
Yeah.
And they don't know because they need a proper counseling. But yes, from a pastor, as it is written in the Bible.
Thank you. God bless you, sir.
The Bible it's not accepted.
Thank you very much. Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Saskatoon here in Canada, sir.
Wow, you Canadian people are just calling me today. Let's give room for another person to call, sir. Thank you very much. Another person from Canada is calling right now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Bye. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Pastor Shola.
Yes, sir. How are you doing today?
Well, this is Alari Waju from Detroit.
From Detroit, I can see that.
Yes, sir. I have a quick question, though.
You go ahead.
The title of the program is "Why Do Men Behave Like This?"
Yes.
The question is, what is that behavior that the men have? What is the behavior?
Oh, you're just joining. I've actually I placed it on the table before. There are some men. They are actually known for having girlfriends outside of their matrimonial homes. There are some men, they are actually known for hanging out with their friends, drinking beer all around the place, leaving their family at home. They won't come home until 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the early morning. They are bullies. They come home, they bully their wife, slap their wife, beat their wife up. Some of them are not just good about money. They squander money, they make money, squander it. And then they come back home and the wife doesn't have the right to ask them any question. Number 5, they don't go to God. They don't go to church. They just love to hang out. Anything that has to do with God has nothing to do with them. So we want to know why do they behave like this?
Okay, very good. Because the reason why I asked that question is when I made a comment out there and you said that I said why is it what about the women that don't respect men?
Okay.
I'll tell you a real life story of somebody that I know very well.
Yes.
Okay. Now you know how we are all in America here, Pastor.
Yes.
Do you know what it means to have a house with no mortgage?
Of course I do.
You know what it means?
Of course.
So there's this man. House paid off.
Number 1, before you go into it, I'm not going to believe the story because it's not your story.
Okay.
You know why? Because that guy must have told you what he wants you to know about the story of his family.
Okay.
Other things that you do not know. There are other things that may happen on the ground that you have no understanding about.
Okay.
I didn't mean you say it's me. I will have believed you, but you telling me another person's story, you only know what the person wanted you to know. What is shared with you is what you're about to share with us.
Okay. So can I tell you my own story then?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, now you have a situation. I have a situation where I'm making savvy financial decisions.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
To make sure that my family is not in any kind, I'm not living like every other person. I'm not keeping up with the Joneses.
Yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I let my wife know, I say, okay, this is how we're supposed to do this. This is how we're supposed to do this. This is how we're supposed to lay it down.
Yeah.
But because women, for being who they are,
yes,
wants to do it our own way. Right? Now, how... And I don't keep girlfriends. I don't, I make sure I come home, I do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not trying to toot my horn here.
Okay.
But this is one issue that I'm having. I'm not ashamed to put it out there in the air.
Yes.
I'm telling my wife, let us do this thing this way so that things will come out this way.
Yes.
And she would have an opposing idea.
Okay.
Now, don't you think that enough in itself will frustrate a man.
Yes.
You see my point?
I'm not seeing your point yet. I wanted to land before I say anything.
Okay. I said, okay, let us, okay, quick example.
Yes.
You have a business.
Mm-hmm.
You have a business.
Yes.
And this business we just started growing this business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
And we have a place that we currently stay.
Yes.
And my wife is like, okay, you know what? We have this business going on now.
Yes.
Yeah? This money is coming in. Why don't we take this money from this business, yeah, and go and buy a bigger house?
Okay.
And I'm like, that is not the way to be business savvy.
Yes.
We have a place that we are staying, that we are managing.
Okay.
Let this business grow.
Yes.
And when this business expands and grows,
yes,
we can do whatever we want to do.
Okay.
Is that a right thinking man? Is that what I've said? Do you think a right thinking person will say that, right?
Okay.
Right?
Now, it's possible for your wife to actually miscalculate and say, okay, honey, I think we should go and get a bigger place. And then you're supposed to ask her why. What do you think? Why do we need a bigger place? Is it because of the children? Maybe the children are getting towards the age of being a teenager and they need privacy, and probably 2 or 3 of them are living in the same room. Maybe you have baby girl and baby boy staying in the same room, and your wife is thinking probably we need a bigger place so that the kids can have each of their rooms and have their privacy and stuff like that. And then you should be able to kind of like coach her through the rest. I mean, the journey. Only why do you think we need a? Oh my God, the phone is about to die. He said, why do you think we need a bigger place? So let her give you a reason why she's suggesting that. You don't just say, no, that's not the way a good business person should reason. The moment you say that, she's going to look for a way to fight you. But if you become a coach, yes, I'm telling you as a professional now, okay, but if you become a coach and say, honey, I understand we need a bigger place, but why do you think we do need a bigger place? And then she'll say, because of the children. But do you think we can afford it right now? You say, well, I think we can afford it. Why don't you just let the business grow for another 2 years or 3 more years? Then we're going to go into what you are suggesting for us to go into. Now, you see, communication is very important in relationships, sir. You see, because you are talking and talking doesn't mean that we're communicating. You must learn my weakness. You must learn the way I listen. And you have to deal with me the way I listen for me to be able to know exactly what you're talking and respect your words. So that is always the problem in relationships. Sometimes there are some women that are not arrogant. It's not like they want to fight you. It's just because you don't understand them and you are not ready to understand them, and you now begin to compare them with you. As a man, we think deeper, and as a woman, they might think in the surface. But your responsibility as a man is to take her to where you are and let her see the picture that you are looking at, before she will be able to understand you and say, all right, I got it. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, you see, sometimes we don't want to say women are disrespectful. They don't respect us. We ourselves as men, we are supposed to lay a foundation for our women to follow. It must start from the day one, the very first day you found her. The very first day you say, I love you. What did you say? What were the things that you were saying at that point in time? Were you saying, oh, I got it made up. I can take care of you. I have all the money in the whole world. Then the moment you now get married to you, find out that you are still struggling, that is the day you lose your respect. Some people don't understand that because you are trying to impress a woman, what you use in impressing the woman, if that thing is not really in your life, the moment she entered into your house and that thing is missing, that is the very first day that you're going to lose your respect. And women are just like computers, sir. What you put into them is what they're going to give back to you. And when they're bringing it back, they're going to bring it back good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. You know what I'm saying? All right? So that's exactly what is going to happen in that relationship. But, you know, for we men, we have to get to that level of understanding that our wife is just a part of us. That there is no place we can push them to. Sometimes they act as if to say they don't have the brain. It's because they don't really have it to understand it. So we have to make them to understand where we're going. Put them in your picture. Share your life with them. Let them understand what the business is going for. How far is the business going before we can spend a dime out of it? And then she will understand. And then she will be the one to help you to get to that level. Women are always willing to help. That's why God called them the helpmate. They are willing to help if you show them the way. If you don't show them the way, if you're actually arrogant about it, that's when you will understand that women can be very, very mean. And they're going to show you pepper. And before you get to know it, the business that you think that you're actually doing, that business will actually be run down to the ground. And you won't make anything out of it. You always remember that if your marriage is not good, your business can never flourish. Absolutely. If your relationship is not good, church life is not going to be good, sir. If your marital life is not good, even life is not going to be okay for you. You're going to enter from depression to depression, sadness to sadness. So I think the best thing for you to do, sir, is to actually mold your wife and actually create what you want in her. Through investing in her, loving her, listening to her. Let her complete her statement before you kill her. Don't say, I assume you are going this way. That is a stupid idea. No. Let her first of all get to the place. Let her die before you bury her. You understand, sir? And at the end of the day, with love, the word statement of love, say, honey, that's beautiful. I love that. But do you think we can afford it now? And she will be the one to tell you that, oh, of course I think we can, but I don't really think so. What do you think, honey? And you say, no, we can't afford it right now. And she'll say, oh, why? And then you tell her why. And then she'll be calm. But when you say, oh, you this stupid woman, you don't even have business brain. You don't have business brain. I'm trying to build money. You are trying to spend money. Idiot in the end. You see, when you say that, you are actually now drawing a line of battle. That business you think you're doing is going to end up on the ground. You understand what I'm saying? So, pele oman lako oman labo. Communication is the key in relationship. Respect will come when you communicate correctly. And a woman will always respect a man that knows where they're going. When you set up the direction and you say, this is the GPS, this is where we're going, a woman will follow you to the end of it. But one thing about them is that they don't want to get to the bridge before knowing what is at the end of the bridge. Tell them now where they're going, and then when we get to the bridge, when we cross it, this is what is on the other end of the bridge. They will be the one to fine-tune your vision for you. They will support you. They'll put their money together with your money. And at the end of the day, they'll give you peace until you get that goal done by the grace of God. I'm telling you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm telling you. I'm going to charge you $150 for sharing this with you.
Don't worry. Just look at your PayPal or your account.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. God bless you, sir.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're still on the show, but we're about to round up right now because the telephone is about to die. So we're going to meet you guys. We're going to see you guys by the grace of God on Wednesday. On Wednesday, when I'm going to bring to you guys, share your own story. We're going to be sharing stories here on the show by the grace of God. You're going to be able to hear stories of people going through abusive relationship, people that are going through divorce. You're going to hear people that are going through one situation or the other in their relationship. And it's going to be starting this coming Wednesday by the grace of God. And you're going to be able to call in on the show to share your own story or to ask questions from other people. Thank you and God bless you. Have a wonderful night and stay blessed. God bless you. Bye.